Hey y'all, I'm Attica Scott, former Kentucky State Representative.
They're asking me about everything, local, state, federal, all the time. How do I do this? How do I do that? Why can't I get a speed hump? What's going on with the consent decree? Hey y'all, welcome to Ask Attica. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Friday morning. Hey y'all, welcome back to part 2 of this week's Ask Attica. And I have a very special guest with me. Venus Evans is one of my favorite people in Kentucky, an indigenous leader here in our Commonwealth. We've worked together on a couple of different issues. She gets and understands the intersectionality of the work that we have to do in our Commonwealth in order to move things forward. So, Venus, welcome. I appreciate you making the drive here for our conversation this morning.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's always an honor for Attica to reach out. Recently, I did that podcast.
Yes.
And we were like, give Attica her props, give Attica her props. So, yeah, it's always lovely to get to spend time with you.
I appreciate that. And y'all go check out the Courageous Public Health Conversations. They're on YouTube. And Venus is one of the people that was interviewed.
Episode 26.
Ooh, episode 26. So
Yeah.
we're going to jump right in because
Absolutely.
I've got quite a few questions for you.
Sure.
So you've talked about the importance and connection to visibility for Native people in Kentucky. So how did your own journey from your communities to organize, and I don't know how to pronounce your
Mi'kmaq.
Mi'kmaq. Okay.
Yeah.
Communities to organizing here begin, and how has that shaped the priorities that you bring to your work?
Okay, that's a very good question, and I appreciate you asking that because I was born and raised in Kentucky,
Okay.
Southeast Kentucky. My tribal community and my homeland is in Maine. So we are in Kentucky because my grandmother Ida came here when she married my grandfather, who's from the Commonwealth.
Okay.
And so this is where she raised my mother, Donna, and my Aunt Gladys. Even though I was raised away from my tribal community, I always had a strong connection to them and to my homeland. So it's been very important to me to make sure that Indigenous presentation is represented, that people know that we're still here.
Yes.
And in doing so, being raised away from my people and the land, I know what it means for us because, like I said, there's no representation and no resources, nothing. So we don't even, I don't want to say we're invisible because I get corrected on that all the time. It's like you're seen, you have a voice, start using it.
Yes, that's it.
So from early age, I started practicing that. But I'm very timid, so
Okay.
learning my voice.
Really?
Oh gosh, yeah. I'm very timid. I'm always afraid that someone's going to take what I say the wrong way, and I want everybody to be happy. You know, I'm a
Okay.
people pleaser. But it's taking that and knowing that how I felt growing up and not having my community, I knew how important it is for the rest of us
Yes.
who live in Kentucky because according to the 2020 census, there's over 91,000 Native Americans who identify as Native American living within the Commonwealth.
What?
And that's over 120 counties.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
and that's the reaction I always get.
Yes.
That's the reaction I always get.
Wow. Okay.
So we are deserving
Yes.
and we are seeking that.
Okay. Is there anyone in elected office in Kentucky who is indigenous?
Not at this time. Not
You have
any.
work to do.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I've been asked, to possibly step into that leadership
Yeah.
role. But I always say I'm late to the game. And I got corrected when I took Emerge
Yes.
when I was in the cohort. And I had a wonderful African American sister come to me and she goes, "You're not late. You're right on time."
That's it. Yes.
So, you know, I'm stepping into that, leaning into it, and taking it seriously.
Okay. I love that. And I just have to say, you saying that you're timid shocks me because when I was in the state legislature, you didn't hesitate to reach out to me to say, "Hey, appreciate that you're filing this bill to expand the teaching of Black and Indigenous history in our public schools, and here's how it can be strengthened. And I was like, okay, yes, thank you. Come on.
I love that. You were just like, yes, let's do it. And I think I found this.
Mhm.
If I don't do it, who's going to?
Yes.
Because right now we don't have that strong leadership. We're
Mhm.
working on it.
Yes. Yes.
We're organizing
Mhm.
and getting the women, the indigenous women across the Commonwealth involved.
Yes.
So we're getting more support.
Mhm.
However, at that time I was like, if I don't do it, who's going to do it?
That's right. Yeah.
So, and yeah, public speaking has never been my strong point.
Okay.
So doing this, I find myself, and my passion comes out in a
Yes.
shaky voice,
Yes.
and I'm like, okay. But then I also learned that even though it is shaky,
Mhm.
my passion is showing through. The
Yes.
passion for my people, passion for those of us in the Commonwealth
Mhm.
that live here and call Kentucky home.
Yes. I love that. All right. So, a question that I'd love to unpack with you is how do we build power together as Black and Indigenous folks in Kentucky? You talked about the Black woman in Emerge who encouraged you.
Yes, yes.
So, what are some practical practices or models or structures of shared leadership that you've seen that make a difference?
And I love this question as well. And I'm going to be referring to the word relationship a lot today because that's where it's going to begin.
Mhm.
And I know one of your questions
Yes.
later on is going to be about, tribal presence in Kentucky. And I'll try to hold back on that
Okay.
until we get to that
Okay.
question. But relationship is where it's going. Relationship, education,
Yes.
listening.
Mhm.
So many times I have folks come to me and say, "Oh, you're Native American. Well, I've got a great great grandmother
Yes.
who's a Cherokee
Yes.
princess," and it's like, okay, do your due diligence
Mhm.
and find out for sure
Mhm.
and make that connection.
Yes.
I have a story. I have a history. I
Mhm.
have a community. I have family. I can tell you all about it.
Yes.
And I think what I'm trying to say is give us the opportunity to tell our stories. Don't
Mhm.
overtalk us.
Mhm.
Don't try to outspeak us.
Yes.
And give us that opportunity to have those safe spaces where we can do it
Mhm.
and allow us to speak.
Absolutely.
And I've seen that healing and recognition comes within healing circles,
Mm. Yes.
not so much boards and
Mhm.
commissions
Mhm.
and that sort of thing. And it comes from real
Yes.
conversations and just learning together and being willing to learn
Mhm.
and to educate yourself,
That's
you
right.
know. And I hope that's pretty much what you were asking me and that I covered. And if not, ask me another
Yeah, yeah.
question.
No, I appreciate that for a number of reasons. And one of those is thinking about being connected to Indigenous community as not a bragging right to say, oh, yes, 3 generations ago, I have a Cherokee princess. Well, what are you doing today? Okay, so, all right, sure, fine. What are you doing today
Today,
to make a difference to honor that ancestor, right?
absolutely. Thank
Yes.
you. You just took the words and just explained it
Hmm.
beautifully.
Yes.
Like I say, my ancestors get excited and they all want to jump out at
Yes.
the same time. But exactly, what are you doing now?
Yes.
And I hear this a lot. It's not so much who you claim on the res, it's
Mhm.
who on the res is claiming you.
That's it.
I mean, we could all claim it,
Yes.
and we're very traditional. We're going to say, "Who's your family?"
Yes.
Rattle them off. You better be prepared.
Exactly.
And that's what it's all about: representation, relationship, education.
Yes.
All of that comes together.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I want to acknowledge again your intersectionality, your um, connection to many issues. So last year when we had the No on Constitutional Amendment 1 campaign, which was addressing this unnecessary issue of codifying yet again in the Constitution that people who were immigrants can vote, which is already not a thing. You came out twice with us to a press conference and to a webinar to be part of that campaign. And I just want to thank you for that because that's how we build across this Commonwealth.
Exactly. And it's folks like you, folks in other marginalized communities that seek us out because we don't have that cohesive community
Hmm.
yet.
Yes.
Yet. And I use
Right.
the word yet. because we're working on it.
Yes.
So it's allies like you, it's advocates like you that reach out, and that's very important. You know, I'd like to urge the people to get to know whose land you're on,
Yes.
and reach out to the folks that are living here today who are
Mhm.
living and working,
Yes.
that's doing the work.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's because of folks like you that that stuff comes into play, and it
Mhm.
brings us to the table,
Yes.
and
Exactly.
I've also heard if there's not a table or a chair, you make your own and bring your own.
That's right. Exactly.
So I have to thank you for that.
I appreciate you so much. All right, y'all, we're going to take a break, but I want to appreciate you for being here, viewing Ask Attica with our special guest, Venus Evans, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Through every note, every performance, the arts connect us. The arts connect us through joy and through awe, bridging cultures and generations. From intimate theaters to the grandest stages, the arts bring us together, reminding us that we're never truly alone. When we experience the arts, we experience each other. Kentucky Performing Arts. The arts connect us.
Hey, I know you're watching the live stream right now, but I want to take a moment to tell you to check out this new book right here over my shoulder. Believe me, it'll be worth it.
All right, y'all, welcome back to Ask Attica with my special guest, Venus Evans. So we're going to get right back into it. So, when people say advocacy or civic engagement, they often mean very different things. So, how do you define those terms in your work, especially in ways that center Indigenous sovereignty?
Oh wow, that's another good question. You have really good questions, and it looks differently in every community, every marginalized community, whether they are marginalized or not. It's very different. So when I talk about advocacy or civic engagement, I'm really talking about relationship.
Yes.
I'm going to go back to that word. I'm going to use it again and again. We're all about that. Having a relationship with community, with the land, and with the ancestors who guide us. Centering Indigenous sovereignty, it means remembering that our ways of governance already exist.
Mm,
They're rooted in care, reciprocity, and shared responsibility.
mm,
So for me, advocacy isn't about fitting into those existing systems. It's about replacing, reshaping them
yes.
to reflect those values.
Ooh.
And in Kentucky, that looks like showing up with others, Black, Appalachian, and Indigenous immigrant communities, to build spaces where everyone's voices carries.
Mhm.
Civic engagement becomes a kind of ceremony.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, healing,
Okay.
a lot of medicine is ceremony,
Yes.
and a way of honoring our connections and working together in right relationship with the land and with each other.
Yes. Ooh. Right relationship with the land and each other. Wow.
Because all of our stories are connected to
Yes.
that. Black, Appalachian,
Yes.
Indigenous, it all the land holds our
Yes.
stories, and we have to honor that and each other.
Yes. Yes. And I think about the food that comes from the land and how we're connected. Beans, rice, whatever the case may be.
Right.
Fried bread and tortillas, right? Like cornbread.
Exactly.
Right, you know?
And then you've got Black farmers
Yes.
that's toiling the land.
Mm.
And then you've got land stewards.
Yes.
I mentioned Tiffany Payette a lot.
Yes.
She's doing that rematriation
Yes.
project in Letcher County.
Mhm.
I mean, coming together and working together for the good.
Yes, yes.
So,
And I got to look that up. So the Appalachian Rekindling Project
yes.
has reclaimed some land in eastern Kentucky. People may know that Congressman Hal Rogers is trying to build a fourth federal prison in Kentucky, would be in Letcher County. And so the Appalachian Rekindling Project said, oh, okay. So there's a plot of land here in the middle of this here development, and we're going to acquire that. It was gifted to them. Wonderful gift. And now they're looking at bringing bison back to the region.
Right.
And Venus, when I tell you, I went to one of their events in Letcher County a few months ago and learned all the ways in which bison can be used. I was like, we could live off of one bison for months.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Feed the
Yes.
community.
Clothe the community.
Everything
Yes.
is used.
Soap, lotions, everything.
Everything. And then how it contributes to the the flowers,
Yes.
the plants,
Yes.
because this is on strip mine territory, on land
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
been, and what was brought back in for the reclamation process are not native to Kentucky.
Yes.
So the bison will help in that as well. And I don't want to steal
Yeah.
Tiffany's
Yes, that's
thunder
right.
because she is doing some great
Yes.
work,
Yes.
and I want her to tell that
That's
story.
right. That's right. I
That
have to
story.
have her as a guest on
Yes,
Ask Attica.
please do.
Okay.
Please do. She does great work. And whenever we're doing our work and she's in a different circle than I am, they'll go, "Do you know Venus?"
Right.
And
Yes.
then they'll say, "Do you know Tiffany?"
Yes.
And I go, "Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes." So yeah, we're very much in contact.
I love
We
that.
uplift each other. We
Yes.
amplify each other's voices, and that's what it takes.
Exactly.
That's what
I
it
love
takes.
it. I love it. All right. So Kentucky has no state, as you mentioned, no state
Yep.
or federally recognized tribes,
Mm-hmm.
and that erasure shows up in policy and public life. So, what are the most effective ways that institutions and systems and the rest of us in Kentucky can better honor Indigenous culture, history, and presence here in our Commonwealth?
Yeah, that question is hard because that has taken a lot away from us, um, and it's felt deeply,
Mm,
felt deeply. But our presence has never disappeared.
yes.
Like I told you, according to the 2020 census, and numbers support this,
Mhm.
that there are over 91,000
Wow.
that live within the Commonwealth.
Yes.
Now it's just bringing us together as a cohesive community.
Yes.
Um, and that our land still holds stories, And for me, honoring the indigenous culture and history in Kentucky starts with truth telling.
Yes.
Always truth telling, learning whose land we're on,
Mhm.
naming the nations that connected to it,
Yes.
and understanding how that erasure happened.
Mhm.
It's
That's right.
it's deep.
Yes.
It's traumatic. It's painful, but
Mhm.
you got to know it. You got to know it. Institutions can begin by building relationships. There's
Yes.
that word again.
Yes.
With Indigenous people who live and work here now,
Mhm.
today.
Yes.
We're not hard to find. We've kept a low profile because
Mhm.
it's always been part of our survival.
Yes.
Just keep, lay low
Mhm.
and don't bring attention to yourself.
Mhm.
And that has worked against us.
Okay.
But now we're stepping forward and reclaiming that.
Yes.
Yes, reclaiming it. Um, so institutions can do, in addition to reaching out, um, don't focus so much. It's just not just performing,
Yes.
like land acknowledgments, but committing to action. You got to
Yes.
put action to words and supporting native led programs.
Mhm.
Give us a chance to do that.
Yes.
Help us get started. Help us lead. Stand with us, but stand
Mhm.
out of the way.
Yes.
We can lead. We
Mhm.
are capable of doing that.
Mhm.
Just allow us to do it.
Yes.
And then everyday people, you can honor our presence by listening, showing up, and recognizing that Indigenous history is not just in the past.
That's right.
It's here now.
That's exactly
It's
right.
here now. It's alive in the people, the language and teachings
Mhm.
still here today. And the work is about remembering, restoring, and making space for Indigenous voices to lead again.
Yes.
So,
Ooh, I love that.
because
Wow.
we've always been able to, we just been pushed to the side.
Yes. And support your leadership and get out of the way, right? You
Yes,
can support and not be in the way.
exactly.
Support and be in the background, lifting up, amplifying.
Allyship,
Yes. Allyship.
big
Yes.
time.
Yes. Most
Allyship.
people don't know what that word means, right?
That's
It's
true.
just
And if
become
they want to know the definition, look it up. You'll see Attica Scott's picture right there beside it. Because I'm going to say that for later.
Yeah.
Because
I
you've
appreciate
done a
that.
lot. You've done a lot for the community, and I, for one, appreciate it. And I
Yeah.
want to bring awareness to that.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And your point about land acknowledgments have to include a call to action is so important because oftentimes people will do land acknowledgments because they want to be respectful, and that's where it ends.
Yeah.
And it's like, to my point about you could have had a Cherokee princess in your family 3, 4 generations ago, and what are you doing now?
Now.
So acknowledge the land, and then how are you taking care of that land?
Exactly. What are you doing
Yes.
to ensure the next 7 generations?
Yes. That's
What are
right.
you doing for that?
That's right.
And
Exactly. Yes.
So exactly.
So much work to do.
So much. So
All
much.
right. So for viewers who want to show up but don't know where to start, another call to action. What's
Hmm.
one concrete action, and it doesn't have to be one, that you'd ask them to take in the next, let's say,
Oh,
30 days or before the end of the year to
yeah.
support Native communities in Kentucky?
I think it's just uh, reiterating what I've already said. Um, learn whose land you're on
Yes.
and reach out to indigenous people who are here now and just listen, build trust.
Mhm.
You know, trust has been broken
Yes.
on every side,
Hmm.
all sides. Um, and then support native led spaces and events,
Yes.
whether it's through showing up,
Hmm.
donating, helping share the stories. Let us
Yes.
tell our stories. Give us the opportunity to come and share our stories with you
Hmm.
because they're powerful
Yes.
and they're educational.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's very much. And then once you do that, and take it back to your own circles.
Yes.
After you come and you fellowship with
Hmm.
us and you learn, take it back to your schools,
Yes.
your congregations.
Hmm.
I'm having real good interaction with the church communities.
Very nice.
They're absolutely reaching out
Okay.
and including and allowing us because you know Native Americans' right to practice their religion
Mhm.
wasn't possible until 1978.
Oh my goodness.
So we're still
Hmm.
reclaiming that.
Yes.
And that's very important to let us do that.
Hmm.
Let us have our spirituality.
That's right.
And
And I think it's important for us to acknowledge that that was a systematic effort to stop you from practicing your religion, to remove you from your communities, right? To cut your hair, to take away your language, your clothing, your food, everything,
you know
right?
that always takes my breath to think
Hmm.
about it.
Hmm.
My grandmother, she was spared the residential school experience.
Okay.
However, she was in a day school,
Okay.
and she did have some horrific stories about that.
Hmm.
Now, her younger sister was taken to a residential boarding school,
Okay.
probably the worst one in Nova Scotia, Canada.
Wow.
If the viewers want to look it up, it's Shubenacadie
Okay.
Residential Boarding School, and it was horrific.
Mm.
And the trauma that has been experienced from that, from her descendants, is still palpable today.
Mm.
She lost her life in 1956 to alcoholism.
Oh.
So, you know,
Hmm.
and we're still dealing with that today.
Hmm. Yes.
And we're trying to unpack it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
So,
Thank you for sharing that.
yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to shift gears just a little bit. But thank you all so much for tuning in live to Ask Attica on Facebook and YouTube. And today's special guest is Venus Evans, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Hey guys, before we get back to the live stream, I'm Tracy, the bartender at Southern Hospitality Bar and Grill, located at 3402 West Broadway. You guys got to come and check us out. You can call your order in, and the phone number is 502-822-1474. Again, I'm Tracy, the bartender at Southern Hospitality. Come check us out, guys.
Healthy Business Connect Us empowers families to thrive through holistic well-being, early child development, and accessible health care.
We are committed to fostering connections, knowledge sharing, and support networks that enhance the physical, mental, and emotional health of children, parents, and caregivers.
By building bridges between healthcare providers, social services organizations, educators, and families.
We aspire to create a world where every child experiences a healthy and nurturing start.
Setting the foundation for a brighter future.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to Ask Attica with my special guest, Venus Evans. I want to pick up on the last question that we were closing with because you know me, I believe calls to action are important, So, Venus, I know you wanted to add to the call to action.
Yes, and thank you for giving me that opportunity.
Yes.
And when we took the break, I was like, oh, I forgot to mention it. And that's why I have notes. And talking about how to support and show up,
Yes.
just being respectful and supportive, and because that's how change begins. And with one relationship, one honest act of recognition, and one commitment to keep learning and standing with us.
Ooh. Okay, you gave us 3 things. Okay, can you name them again? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. One relationship,
Relationship.
one act of recognition,
One act of recognition.
and one commitment to keep learning
Yes.
and standing with us.
Ooh, and standing. Okay, so I know that people are going to ask Attica, how can we stand with? So there are lots of activities that happen, and I'm going to ask if you would send me information when they happen so I can share them on my social media platforms because people are going to want to know how to show up and support.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I will do that.
Okay.
I am being a little older. It's hard for me to remember to do that, but I will make a conscious effort to do that from here on out.
And I'll text you a reminder when the show is over just so you'll have that.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. I would be honored to do that, to share.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So now I'm going to turn the mic over to you, Venus. The show is called Ask Attica. So I like to close with, do you have any questions of me?
I thought about that on the drive here, and it was like, not exactly, because I love watching and seeing your work because I aspire to have your leadership. But I did want to make a comment.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being a staunch ally to the indigenous community here in Kentucky. We need more allyship because, like I said earlier, stand with us, but stand out of the way. And that's exactly what you do. You make sure that an indigenous voice is everywhere you are. And in everything that's going on, because it affects us as well.
Yes.
I mean, all of our struggles, they're connected in one way or the other.
That's right.
We are connected.
That's right.
And it just means a lot because I tell folks all the time, be a good ally.
Yes.
Be a good ally. And I can use you as that template. Follow Attica. Follow Attica.
I appreciate that.
And you went to my homeland.
I did.
A few months ago.
Yes. Maine.
So tell me about that.
Oh gosh, Maine was amazing. It was a girlfriend's trip, so a handful of us met up from like New Orleans, Louisville, and somebody who actually lives in Maine, and we all came together and spent about 4 days just walking and talking and eating good food and relaxing and doing nothing and watching the movie Sinners together and just having a good time.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I am so glad you got to do that and you were walking in the footsteps of my ancestors.
Yes.
And my relatives that are here to this day. And it would just meant so much to me when I saw that where you were going, and I reached out and I said, Attica, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. So that means a lot. And I mean, you posted on your social media and you gave honor to the Wabanaki people of the Dawnland.
Yes.
And see that right there. Great allyship. And I just want to thank you for that.
I appreciate you
thank
so
you
much.
for bringing me along in your journey.
Of course, absolutely. My dear friend, Councilwoman Shamika Parrish Rice says we get there together.
Exactly.
That's how we get there.
And I always like to use this African proverb.
Yes.
It's if you want to get there fast, go alone. But if you want to get there, but you go together.
Yes.
So if you want to go fast, go slow. If you want to get there, y'all look it up.
Yes. Oh, well, thank you so much, Venus, for being here. I know you made the drive over from Eastern Kentucky, and I appreciate you. And I'm sure we'll see one another again out in community somewhere in the Commonwealth.
Absolutely. I'll keep you abreast and you keep me abreast.
Sounds good. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for tuning in to part 2 of this week's episode of Ask Attica with my special guest, Venus Evans. And I will continue to share with you as events come up where you can support our indigenous community in Kentucky. All right. See y'all next time.
Hey y'all, I'm Attica Scott, former Kentucky State Representative.
They're asking me about everything, local, state, federal, all the time. How do I do this? How do I do that? Why can't I get a speed hump? What's going on with the consent decree? Hey y'all, welcome to Ask Attica. Thank you so much for joining us on this